Alright guys, welcome back to AdamMcKola TV. This is another episode of Wally of the Week. Now I do apologise, there wasn't a Wally of the Week last week. I was away on holiday, came back, my body clock was all out of shape, so I didn't do an episode. But we're back this week and we have got... I've had a few choices to decide between this week. The first choice I had to decide between was Jurgen Klopp. Now Jurgen Klopp's flops, if you want to call him that. Jurgen Klopp has seen his side drop more points at Anfield. Now this time in a 1-1 draw with Burnley. That was coming after a 2-2 draw against Sevilla. And you just look at Jurgen Klopp and you think, when will you learn? Now I don't care if you don't learn, because watching you guys drop points left, right and centre all season is what I want to see. But you knew you had a problem with your defence. You knew you had two shit goalkeepers. But still you didn't improve upon that. The Coutinho money alone could have allowed you to buy a whole new backline. A banging one as well. But you've still got a weak backline, a weak defence, and you still leak goals. And you couldn't beat Burnley. Now I know a lot of teams will struggle against Burnley, but it's an accumulation of results that made me think about Klopp this week. But Jurgen Klopp didn't get Wally of the Week, and I'll tell you who got Wally of the Week. Steve Parish and Crystal Palace. Yes, Steve Parish and Crystal Palace. Last week they sacked Frank de Boer after 4 games. 360 minutes of Premier League football. 360 minutes of Premier League football. I've sat on the toilet taking a shit for longer than that. You couldn't even get through one of the Lord of the Rings. And I don't mean the whole trilogy, I mean just one of them. 360 minutes of football. It's an absolute disgrace. Now I know they hadn't scored any goals. I know they hadn't picked up any points. But Frank de Boer was a new manager. Crystal Palace have had Warnock, Pardew, Allardyce, all these sort of, you know what kind of managers I'm talking about. Typical English managers. And you've brought in Frank de Boer, a Dutch manager, a Dutch coach, someone that was going to revolutionise the club. Now look, he may have got it wrong and in the end got sacked a year or two down the line. But how can you sack him 4 games in? Surely when you appointed him, you knew he needed time. But still, you sack him after 4 games. It's an absolute heads gone, and it boggles my mind, it really does. Especially when he came out a day or two before he sacked him, tweeting about how they need to stick together. That isn't sticking together. Maybe if you helped out Frank de Boer in the summer a little bit more, instead of relying on loan signings, instead of just signing Sacco on deadline day and another young lad from Ajax. Is that all you signed, really? And talking about loan signings, send Timothy Fosu-Mensah back from that shithole right now. I mean, look at this guy. He looks like Prince Charming from Shrek, for fuck's sake. And he's saying he needed to be ruthless. It would have been negligent for him to have kept Frank de Boer. I tell you what's negligent, mate. Employing someone, sacking them after four games, and then employing Roy fucking Hodgson. Roy Hodgson, the oldest Premier League manager ever. Roy Hodgson, who still have flashbacks to getting England knocked out against Iceland. Roy Hodgson, who fucked up Liverpool for fuck's sake. Roy Hodgson, the dinosaur Roy. And you've got him in at Crystal Palace after 4 games. Is that all you could have done? Surely if you were going to sack Frank de Boer, you would have had a better plan than that. After 4 games, and you bring in Roy Hodgson. If that doesn't deserve Wally of the Week, I don't know what does, guys. I genuinely don't know what deserves Wally of the Week if that doesn't. Crystal Palace, Steve Parish, you get Wally of the Week. I'm not going to give it to Roy Hodgson. Look, he didn't ask to get employed. Well, he might have. He took the job. But still, he got an offer. He accepted it. He's fine with that. He's going to earn money out of that. He's going to earn a nice wedge when he gets sacked too. But Steve Parish and Crystal Palace, you make me sick. Anyway, guys, who was your nomination for Wally of the Week this week? Get your comments in below. Make sure you subscribe, like and share. And just another reminder as well, that if you look for the Pro Evolution Soccer 2018 video, which is up on my channel, there's an opportunity to win Pro Evolution Soccer 18 on PS4. So go and check that out. Subscribe, like and share. I'm AdamMcKola. I'm out of here.